So our topic is surds. Surds basically is considered as square roots. Square roots and surds both are same things. Is that clear? I hope.
Yeah,
So whenever we have to show our answer in surds, so it's mean we have to show answers in square roots. So square roots mean surds. We know mostly about the square roots, but the new word we are going to use that is surds. So the first condition is, you can see here, separation of square roots. So under what condition we can separate the square roots on the given terms or taking terms? Suppose that if we have a terms in multiplication, suppose if we have multiplication form square root a and then multiplication of b. So now these two terms are going to be multiplied, so we can separate their square roots. We can write it as square root of a multiplied by square root of b. Are you
yeah,
getting this? So it's mean if we have two or more than two terms in multiplication, so we can separate their roots. And on the other hand, we if we have the roots in separate form, just like square root of x times square root of y, then in multiplication we can also combine their roots. So we can write them as x times y, the whole square root. Are you getting this?
yeah,
So if we have two terms combined square root, we can separate their square roots. And if we have the separate terms with square roots, we can combine their square root. So under what condition we can separate or combine their square roots? Number one, when they are multiplying to each other. That was your first condition. And in second condition, if we have the same terms in division, suppose that if we have a divided by b and the combined square root, right? So in this way, we can also separate their square roots. We can write it as square root of a divided by square root of b, right? Also, if we have, suppose just like a divided by b, the whole square root, instead of fraction, we can also separate their roots. So square root of a divided by square root of b. All of you clear? Any issue?
no,
Okay. So suppose conversely, if we have the two terms, just like separation of square roots in division form, so we can also combine their square roots. We can write them as a over b whole square root. So this is your two conditions regarding separation of roots. And what are these two conditions? When terms are going to be multiplied, then we can separate their square roots, and the terms when they are going to be divided. In this condition, we can separate their square roots or combine their square roots. If you have
yeah,
any problem in these aspects, you can discuss.
yeah,
All the things are clear?
yeah,
Okay. So the next heading you can see here, simplification of surds, right? If we have, suppose, the square root of, suppose, 18. This is your surds form. And in the question, it can be asked, show your answer in surds form or simplify and show your answer in surds form. So first we will uh, decompose or break into its prime factors or factors, right? So how can
yeah,
we take their factors? You can see here, we can split 18 just like that. So 2, 9 times, and then 3, 3 times, and then 3 1 times. So here we can see here how many times 3 is coming in these factors? 2 times. So can we write it as 3 power 2 times 2 the whole square root? Ahel, is that clear?
Yeah.
Means 3 is coming here 2 times, so we can write it as 3 power 2 and 2. Now, on the behalf of multiplication, we can separate their square roots. So when we separate their square roots, we will get 3 square root, and then multiplication, multiply to square root. So we can cancel square root with a square. This square will be cancelled with square root. We will get 3, and then square root 2 as it is, because square root 2 we cannot solve it. So just let me know, this is, everything is clear?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So one more question regarding this. If we have, suppose, just like 70 or okay, 70. And they ask, simplify it whether or if possible. So the condition is here, if possible. So again, we will factorize 70 into its components to 35 times. So 5 7 times and 7 1 times. So you can see here, no terms is coming in twice. So we can just write it as 2 times 5 times 7 whole square root, right? We cannot simplify it further into its Surds form because no term is coming in squared form. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So jump to the next aspect. So that we will do some more questions. Okay, in this page, you can see here the addition and subtraction of surds. Before this, we will do one more example of this. So if we have, suppose, 180, and they ask simplify and show your answer in surds form. So surds form mean in multiplication form, in square root form, sorry. So as it is, we will factorize it by taking its factors. So it will be 180. So you can see here it is even numbers will be divisible by 2 9 times. Then again we can divide by 2 45 times, and then is a odd numbers are divisible by 3. So 3 15 times, again 3 5 times, and 5 1 times. So first we will focus which numbers are coming in twice. So you can see here 2 is coming twice and 3 also is coming twice and 5 is a single. So we will write it as 2 power 2 times 3 power 2 times 5 and the whole square root. Now, by using the condition of separation of root, we will separate the root on all the terms. So we will get 2 square root, then 3 square root, then square root 5. Ahil, are you getting all these aspects?
Yeah.
Okay. So we can see here the square will be cancelled with square root. So this square will be cancelled with this square root. So we will get 2. And then also this square will be cancelled with square root. We will get simple 3 and times square root 5 remains as it is. So we can simply 2 times 3 is 6 square root 5. So this is your answer of square root 180 in simplified and in Surds form. Just focus on it, and if you have any question, then ask too. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So in the next question, the next aspect is addition and subtraction of surds. It's simple. Suppose if we have 3 square root 2 and plus 5 square root 2. So in this aspect, we will take the common, right? Whenever we have to subtract or we have to add the surds base terms, so we will take the common of square root base terms. So which term can we take common from this expression?
2.
Square root 2, right? So square root 2 is your common, and we will get 3 plus 5. So 3 plus 5 is 8. You can write 8 the big thing and square root 2. So this is your answer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, in the next question, if we have in the form of subtraction, suppose if we have 12 square root 5 minus 4 square root 5. So you can see here which term is common. Can you tell me?
5.
Square root 5. So square root 5 is your common. So the terms remaining are 12 minus 4. So 12 minus 4 is 8. Again, we got 8 square root of 5. So these are basically the answers in Surds form. Surds mean radical form. Also, we call the Surds form a radical form. So these are the basic aspects of Surds, simplification of Surds, then addition and subtraction of Surds. So if you have any query, any problem, you let me know.
Yeah.
So focus on it. Okay, jump to the next page. Okay, so we'll do some mixed questions. Simplify it. Simplification. So if we have square root 80 square root 5 divided by square root of 50. Simplify it. So on the behalf of multiplication and division of square roots, can we combine all the square roots?
No.
We can, because in the first condition, if the roots are separate, we can combine the roots if the two terms are going to be multiplying, and also we can separate the roots or surds if they are going to divide it to each other. So we can combine all the terms. So it will be 80 times 5 over 15 and the whole square root. So we can combine the square root. So now we can cancel them or simplify them. So 5 1 times and 5 3 times. So we will get square root 80 divided by 3, right? So 3 cannot, can we divide 3 by 80? We cannot, right? So in this aspect, we can separate their roots and try to simplify it further. So it will be square root 80 divided by square root 3. So just make the factors of 80. Factors are 2 40 times, 2 20 times, 2 10 times, 2 5 times, and then 5 times 1, right? So we will write the squared numbers. So you can see here 2 is coming 2 times and then again 2 times. We can write it as instead of 80, 2 power 2 times 2 power 2, the whole square root, and divided by square root of 3. Now we can separate their square roots, 2 power 2 square root, and then again 2 power 2 square root, sorry, it is also 5 combined square root. So times 5 square root, then square root of 3. So these two square roots will be cancelled with squares. These are cancelled. So we will get 2 times 2 and times square root 5 divided by square root of 3. So 2 times 4. So 4 times 4 square root 5 divided by square root 3. Or you can also write it as 4 square root of 5 by, so that will be your final answer. So if we want to wrap up this question, so we had square root of 80 times square root of 5 divided by square root of 15. So by using the condition of Surds, we will combine all the separated roots in a single aspect. So it can be written as 80 times 5 divided by 15. So we can cancel 5 with 15. So we got 80 by 3. Now we factorize square root of 80 by its prime factors. So we took their prime factors and also in square base terms. So separate their roots and we simplified further. So we got this answer. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. The last aspect of this topic, the rationalization. Look. Rationalization. Rationalize the following. Suppose if we have 1 over square root 3. So we can rationalize it with its denominator. So which term is in its denominator? Square root 3. So we will multiply and divide with its denominator base term, right? If we have here square root 2, so we can multiply divide with 2. If we have here square root 5, so we can multiply and divide with square root 5. So in this aspect, we will multiply numerators with numerators and denominators with denominators. So we will get square root 3 times 1 is square root 3. And in this case, we can write it as square root 3 multiplied by square root 3. So square root 3 remains as it is, and then the denominator we can write it as 3 times 3 is square root 9. And we know that what is the square root of 9 is 3. So square root of 3 divided by 3. So this is your final answer, right? So same as if we have another term, one over square root 5. So they ask rationalize this term. So what will we do? What is denominator here? Square root 5. So we will multiply and divide it by square root 5. So square root 5 divided by square root 5, then multiplication with numerators and multiplication with denominator to denominators, we will get square root 5 divided by, we can write it as square root 5 times square root 5. Instead of 25, also you can write it as 5 is coming 2 times, so you can write it as 5 power 2, or you can take one more step, just like, and we can also write it as square root 5 divided by, here 5 is coming twice, so we can write it as 5 square with square root. So this will be cancelled and we will get your answer square root 5 divided by 5. While overall, if you clear about it, any confusion, any problem, then do let me know. We can discuss it more.
No.
Okay. So one more aspect is if we have more than 2 terms, just like 3 square root 2 plus 5 square root 2 and minus 2 square root 2. So here we have addition and subtraction. So on the behalf of addition and subtraction, how can we solve it? By taking common. So which term we can take it common from this expression? You can see here in every term we have square root 2. So we will take square root 2 as a common. So we will get 3 plus 5 minus 2. So 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 minus 2 is 6. So we will get 6 square root 2 is your final answer. I got it?
Yeah.
So these are all regarding Surds. So if you have any query, any problem, then we'll discuss all the things. And you can take pictures if you want, screenshots. In rationalization, if we have a denominator just like this, 1 divided by 1 plus square root of 2. And they ask rationalize it. So whenever we have to rationalize it, we will just change its denominator's sign. So you can see here the sign here is plus. So we will take its negative sign, 1 minus square root 2 divided by 1 minus square root of 2. No, as it is multiplication with numerators with denominators. So we will get 1 minus 2 square of 2 divided by, we can write it as 1 plus square root 2 and then 1 minus square root 2. We can see here in every question of rationalization, we will use here the formula a plus b and a minus b. The formula is a plus b and then a minus b. So it will be equals to a square minus b square. So we will write it as 1 minus square root 2 divided by 1 square minus square root 2 squared. Right? So it will be equals to 1 minus square root 2, then divided by 1 square is 1, and we can cancel its square root with 2. So it will be 1 minus 2. So we will get 1 minus square root 2 divided by -1. So this is your answer. Or if you want to show or remove the negative sign from the denominator, so you will change their signs in the numerator. So it will become -1 plus square root 2. So these are your answers. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So it means whenever we have a denominator more than 1 terms, right, in addition or subtraction, so we will take its sign, we will change its sign and multiply and divide. Then simplify it, numerators with numerators and denominator with denominators, and we will get your required answer. But the main thing is there, in every question of rationalization of this type of question, we will use the formula of a square minus b square. Mean if we have a plus b and a minus b, we can convert into a square minus b square, and we got this simplified form, right? So that's all for today. And these are all the aspects of Surds. But we will
Yeah.
more practice in Surds.